And welcome everyone. Let me sort out the speaker system. Welcome everyone. Talmud is Daf Lamed Aleph on the base. We really appreciate having all of you online. It's nice to have you with us. Any comments, questions? Dedications are available, sponsorships. It's all good. And more importantly, good morning. More importantly, any questions you have, I'd love to try and answer, usually unsuccessfully. Okay, so we're in Lamed Aleph on the base, in the wide lines, the third wide line. It's really fascinating gemorah today. Third wide line. So we're back to the story of Chana. Chana, famous story of Chana, childless. She speaks to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, she speaks to Hashem, and this is what she says. Imroi tira. Let's read the whole pasuk. What does she say? If you see, but it doesn't say one lashon. If you see, Imroi tira, a double lashon. What's this double lashon? She says, V'tida neder. She made the vow, and she said, Imroi tir bani amasecha. If you see my suffering, u'schartani, and you remember me, v'leitishkach ha'masecha, v'nosat ha'masecha zera anoshim. You give me zera anoshim, and she said, I'll give it v'nosatia, v'nosativ l'Hashem kol yomov. I'll give my son to you, Hashem. So she said, Imroi tira. Normally, a double lashon means if you will surely see. So what does this mean? Imroi tira. Omer Rebbe Elazar says, Chana. B'fnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Rebbeinu Shloilem. Amar Chal HaKadosh Baruch Hu. She said, Master of the world, Imra'ei mutav. If you see my suffering, and you give me children, you give me a child, mutav, great. That's plan A. Vimlav, plan B. If you don't give me a child, I've got a plan. Eilech v'stater b'fnei elkana baili. I'm going ahead and go be nistera in front of my son, in front of my husband, Elkanah. And what's the point of that? Given the mistatra, mashkuli misaita. What's going to happen? They're going to make a drink, the mesaita. So just a quick introduction here. What's the point of this? V'iyata, and let's finish the sentence. V'iyata isa terascha plaster. And you don't make your Torah into a lie. Hashem makes his Torah emes. If there's something in the Torah, God makes it happen. God makes it true. You're not going to make it into a lie. Shenamar, it says in the pasuk, v'niksa zera. If she's clean, if she didn't sin, so she's going to have the nizra zera. She'll have seed. She'll have offspring. She'll have a child. So what's going on over here? The introduction is like this. If a woman is Nistra, her husband suspects her of playing monkey business with someone. She suspects her of having some type of relationship with someone, and he doesn't want her to be with this other person. He's scared. He's worried. So what does he do? He says to her, "It's also for you to be with this guy. I'm forbidding you to be in the same room as him, to be miyached with this guy. You're not allowed to be with him together." And then if she does, if he catches her 2 weeks later with a guy, so then he says, I'm chayshid you that you were playing monkey, there was monkey business going on over here. I'm chayshid you that there's a problem. So what's the din? So what happens? She goes to the base of Mikdash. She has to drink Mesaita. The Hashem is written on this drink that she drinks. She drinks it. If she sinned, it ain't a good ending for her. That's it. If she didn't sin and the husband was chayshet her incorrectly, the husband thought he suspected her incorrectly, so what happens? V'nizra zera. She'll be blessed. We're going to see what the blessing is that she has. But she's going to be blessed. So what's she saying? She's saying, this is what I'm going to do. I've got a plan. If I don't have kids, if you don't answer my prayer, I'm going to play a game with my husband. I'm going to go ahead and be nistra. I'm going to go ahead and I don't know, be mizyachid with some guy. I'm going to hang out with some guy. He's going to say to me, also for you to go near him. Also for you to go near him. They're going to make, and then she's going to obviously go near him again. He's going to catch them. She's going to have to drink the Meisaita. She's going to drink the Meisaita. She's innocent. She's going to have kids. That was her plan. That was her genius plan, how to have a baby. Right? That's the plan, how to have a baby. So, and she knows she's going to have a baby because Hashem's not going to make his Torah look like a lie. Hashem says, V'nizozera, she's going to have a baby. Anyone who drinks Meisaita, they're innocent. They're going to get pregnant. So the Gemara says that's all good according to one opinion. Let's see. The Gemara says, that's great if you hold that. The pasuk, the verse is telling me that if she was akara, she never had kids, she's going to have kids now. Shapir. But if you understand that verse to mean something else, that what? If she used to give birth, it was very painful. Now she'll give birth easily. It'll come out easy. If she gave birth to girls, she'll have boys now. She has short kids, she's going to have big kids, big tough guys. So if that's the case, so what did she say over here? Imroi Tira. What's this double ocean? If she's saying that she's going to, if that's pshat in the pasuk, if the pasuk doesn't mean you're going to have babies, but it just means that you're going to have easy birth, or it means you're going to have strong, healthy, happy children, so that's not going to help her. She doesn't have kids. The Tanya. This is a machlokes. The Brisa says, "V'niksa v'nizra zera." The pasuk, "Melamich ma'isa karin ifkedes." The Rabbi Shmuel. Rabbi Shmuel says this comes to tell me that if she never had kids, now she's going to have kids. Miracle. Amle Rabbi Kiva says Rabbi Kiva im kain. If that's true, yelchu kol hakaris kulim yistatru. Any woman who doesn't have kids, what does she do? She should do this plan. Any woman who doesn't have kids, go, what's it called? Go be Nistra, get your husband to be Mekana, and then you'll go have kids. V'zushalai kilkila nifsedes. There's a girsa change to nifsedes. And a woman who doesn't go ahead and have a relationship with some guy, make the husband start worrying about them, she's going to lose out on have kids. In other words, chayt and iska. If you go ahead and you start having a relationship with a guy, you're going to win. But if you don't, you lose. How does that make sense? Ela melamed is telling me something else. What's the pasuk come tell me? If she normally has one kid, she'll have two. If she normally has unhealthy, they'll be healthy. They'll be big, strong. That's what the pasuk coming to tell me. It's not coming to tell me chas v'shalom. It's not coming to tell me that she's going to have a baby if she wasn't pregnant before. Because then all women will go ahead and do that in order to have babies. Anyone who doesn't have a baby yet. So what does Imroi Tira? My Imroi Tira. So how do you understand this pasuk? What's the pasuk come tell me? The Torah talks sometimes like people. Just like people sometimes say Imroi Tira. People say Imroi Tira. So the Torah talks the same way that people talk. You can't be dirish every single pasuk in the Torah if it's just saying how people talk. That's how people talk, Imroi Tira. Some explain because the pasuk is saying what she said. This is what she said. She said Imroi Tira. The Torah is just saying over exactly how she said it. She said Imroi Tira. That's why the Torah says Imroi Tira. A double lashon, because that's how she spoke. There's a few massive questions on this sugya. Massive questions. The first and most blatant question is how could Chana, Sadekis, Neviah, how could Chana go ahead and be miyached with a man in order that her husband should be jealous and forbid her from being with him? There's a Issa Yichud. You're not allowed to be alone with a woman by yourself. It's also for the man, it's also for the woman. It's Issa Yichud. How should I do that? And Issa Yichud in this case is not Darbonon, it's not rabbinical, which happened afterwards. This is Doraisa. This is Doraisa. So how can she go ahead and be miyached? What's going on over here? How could she go ahead and be miyached with a man in order to make the husband jealous? Issa Yichud Doraisa. What's going on? It's a good kasha. Massive kasha, all Achronim discuss it. There's another kasha over here. Who says she's going to find a guy, the guinea pig, who's also going to be over Issa Yichud, in order that she should go and have a kid? Where's she going to find that guy from? Where's she going to find the guy who's willing to be over Issa Yichud that she should have a kid? So there's a couple of terutzim over here. The first teretz is that she doesn't have to be nistra with one guy. She could go ahead and be nistra with two people, where there's no Issa Yichud, but if he's jealous, if he thinks that there's monkey business with two people, he could be mekana for two people. She's not allowed to be together with these two guys. He suspects them. There's no Issa Yichud because there's two people. But still he could be mekana. The Rambam says he could be mekana even when there's two people. That's the first option. Second option is she could be miyachid with him with the door open. He can be mekana. He can say, don't even be with the guy if the door's open. Now there's no esoter of yichud, of being alone with a woman. Yichud came, hold on, someone's asking a question, yichud came much to know. So David was guys on yichud of a pnuya. David said you're not to be miyachid with someone who's single, where there isn't an issa deraisa to be with her. But there is an issa deraisa of yichud with the eishes ish. That's issa yichud of a pnuya came up later. Okay? So, where were we? So the second theory is that the door is going to be open, so there's no issa yichud, but the husband could still go ahead and warn her, right, and be mekana. That's how come there's no issa yichud over here. That's the first mahalach over here. The other question over here is, why does the gemorah, Rabbi Akiva had a kasha on Rabbi Yeshua. Zev, sorry to trouble you. Can you not do that now? It bothers people. So the kasha is like this. Rabbi Akiva asked Rabbi Yeshua, if that's the case, that any woman who didn't have a baby, if she drinks the mesaita, she's going to have a baby now, right? So every woman who doesn't have a baby will go ahead and do that. So they ask the question is, what he should ask back, and according to you, right? According to your shita, Rebbe Akiva, every woman should drink the mesaita. They're going to have big, strong, healthy kids, have easy childbirth. Everyone should drink the mesaita. Lehefech. On the contrary, according to me, only the women who don't have children should go ahead and drink mesaita to have children, right? But according to you, every woman who wants an easy labor, right? Who wants to have a strong child, a healthy child, a tall child, whatever it is out of here, she wants to have twins, she should go ahead and drink. It's a bigger kasha on you. Everyone should go ahead and drink mesaita. That's the kasha the Rishonim, the Achronim deal with over here. So Mashal says, first of all, Mashal Shita is, it's not worth it. If a woman's getting pregnant, she's having babies, she's not going to go ahead and make her husband think that she's unfaithful in order to have easy childbirth. It's not worth it. She's going to go ahead and make her husband think she's unfaithful in order to have easy childbirth. It's distant. Who would do such a thing? It's not a real chashash. We're not worried about such a thing. Women, she's happily married, she'll go through childbirth like everyone else, she'll deal with whatever children she has, she's happy. That's one option. The second option that Tzlach says, that's the Mashal. The Tzlach says, the Tzlach says, normally, if your wife is playing around, you don't have to make her drink. Mesaita, you can give her a get. You could divorce the woman. Oh, you're having a relationship with this guy. I see you being too friendly with him. You're out of here. Divorced. So a woman that's got children, what's going to happen? She's got children. She goes there, she wants to have an easy childbirth, she wants to have good kids, she's going to go ahead and play around with some guy in order the husband's mekana. So what's going to happen? He'll say, you know what, get out of here, here's your get, have a nice day, right? Kol tov, see you later. Whereas the woman who's childless, and she wants a child, he anyway is going to divorce her after 4 years because she doesn't have kids. maybe 10 years, that's the shir they used to divorce. If a woman didn't have kids, he wants to have kids. Well, he's supposed to be, okay, he's going to divorce her anyway. She's got nothing to lose. So she's going to go ahead and do this thing in order to have kids. I was thinking a third pshat. Let me know if you like my pshat. I didn't say anyone says this. There's a whole bunch of different pshatim that I'm not going to even mention. Too complicated. I was thinking pshat could be like this. What's the whole reason why you drink? Chana said because later Torah plaster. The Torah is not going to lie. The Torah says you're going to have v'nizru zera, you're going to have children, you're going to have easy birth, right? So she knows she's going to play this game, even though she's not ruined, even though she didn't play around, right? What's going to happen? She's going to have a kid. In order that people shouldn't think that the Torah got it wrong. The Torah said, the Torah said you're going to have kids, and she didn't have kids. But a woman who does this, she should have easy childbirth. Who said that the Torah has to give her easy childbirth if she plays this game? Only if it's real kinevestira, he's really chayshata, is she going to have easy childbirth. But mehechatesi, that the Torah is going to go ahead and give her easy childbirth, no one knows if she had pain or not. No one knows what pain level she's on. Who says it's going to save her? Or maybe they say, okay, it saved her. Maybe the kid would have been shorter, now he's taller. The kid would have been fatter, now he's thinner. The kid would have been dumb, now he's smart. You don't need to go ahead and say that. Okay, I think those are the main mahalchim over here. What's going on over here? So Chana there was no issa of stira. There was no issa of yichud for Chana. We said because baila be'ir. There was no a third to it, which I didn't mention. The third to it is how could Chana be over issa yichud? So the Rishonim say, you know what it says? It says, "V'nistra b'fnei al konan baili." I'm going to go ahead and be in front. I'm going to go ahead and be miyached with this guy in front of my husband. He'll be in the other room. I'll go in the room in front of him. In that case, there's no issa yichud. There's no issa yichud if baila be'ir. If the husband's in town, there's no issa yichud. We know she's not going to play around because the husband's in town. So that's what she's saying. She's saying, "Istara v'statim b'fnei al konan baili." I'm not going to be over issa yichud because he's in town. There's no issa yichud. And that's why she's able to do this, or able to Ba'ani Amasecha. She said, if you see Ba'ani Amasecha, Chana says to Hashem, if you see how my poverty, how much my suffering is, V'loi tishkach es Amasecha, you don't forget your maidservant. V'nasat el Amasecha, and you give your maidservant. She's saying it 3 times. I'm your maidservant. Amr of Yesi Bachanina says the holy Reb Bachanina Gimel Amosas Halalu. These 3 Amosas, these 3 mothers, these 3 maidservants. Sorry. Lama Amra Chana Lefnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Why did she say? Lama Amra. Why did she say 3 times? Chana said to Hashem. Listen to this. Chana said, "Rebbeinu Shleila, Master of the universe." Why do you say master of the world? It's master of the universe, right? Master of the universe. Shleisha bitke misa barasa beisha. There's 3 things that check a woman if she's close to death. If she's doing something wrong. V'amila shleisha divke misa. 3 things that are close to death. What are they? We'll see. Ve'ele nida v'chala v'adloka saner. A woman who does these 3 things, she's close to death. What are they? A woman who's not careful with nida. She's with her husband when she has a menstruation. V'chala, a woman who makes bread and doesn't take off chala, tithes, whatever you call it. V'adloka saner, a woman who's not makbid on Shabbos candles. Klum lo avati lachas mehem. I didn't violate any one of them. And if you give your maidservant zera anoshim, what does it mean zera anoshim? Male seed. My zera anoshim amarav, and this is actually probably where the saying comes from. Gavra beguvrin, a man's man, a man amongst men, someone important. That's what I want. Gavra beguvrin, shmul ama zera anoshim, zera shemeishech shnei anoshim. My child, he should be the one who anoints 2 people, David and Shaul. Umay inu Shaul the David, her son Shmuel Hanavi. He anointed King David. He anointed Shaul HaMelech. You need to be anointed to be a king. You need someone to actually anoint you. Shalom Melech, the prophet, had to anoint someone. You can't just come along and say, I'm a king, right? You have to be anointed. For Rabbi Yochanan Amar, Zera sheshakol k'shnei anoshim. He says, no. What does it mean, Zera anoshim? Her child, her son Shaul, should be the same level of two great people. Who are they? Umanin and Moshe Aaron. Shmuel was on the darga of Moshe and Aaron. Shenema Moshe Aaron b'chayanav, Shmuel b'kari Shemai. We say every Friday night the Shmuel was on the darga of Moshe and Aaron. Rabban Omri Zera Anoshim, Zera Shemuv lebein Anoshim. What does it mean that she asked? This is an incredible shot. What does it mean that she wanted Zera Anoshim? She wanted offspring that was muv lebein Anoshim, amongst the people, in the middle of everything, amongst people, nothing special in any shape, color, or form. Smack in the middle, not too tall, not too short, not too fat, not too thin. That's what she wanted. Zera muv lebein Anoshim. Kiosrev dimiyama loyarach v'loy guts. I don't want someone not tall and not short. Like katan v'loy yilem, not fat and not thin. Like tzachar v'loy gichar, not pale and not red. Like chacham v'loy tipish, not too smart and not too stupid. You see from here that sometimes you think like being very smart or being very tall is great. It ain't good to be too much of anything. It's great to be smack in the middle. Or definitely not too short, not too tall. Not too smart. People are very smart. Sometimes they suffer from that, Baruch Hashem, right? Why are you laughing? It's not nice. Okay, so then she said, Aniya Isha in Tzevesimcha, Bezeh. Chana says to Shaul, I am Chana. I'm the woman who was with you, Bezeh. I'm the one that was crying over that. So again, Eli blessed her that she should have children. And then a couple of years later, I guess he didn't recognize her, he didn't look at her. So she says, I'm that woman. What are we talking about? Well, she came with her son. She brought her son to Shmuel, to Eli, to learn. So what happens? Amar Rabbeinu Shlalom. So what happens? She came to him, and Eli wanted to, we're going to see, we'll see it in the gemorah. Amar, she said, Rabbeinu Shlalom. From here we learn, Amr Yeshua ben Levi, what am I talking about? Amr Yeshua ben Levi. If someone's praying, from here we see that she said, I'm the one who was nitzav, I was near you. She was nitzav, meaning adjacent, not next to, adjacent. So you see from here that you're not supposed to sit within, if someone's praying, you shouldn't sit within 4 amos of them. Let's take a look at Taisus. Taisus says, you can't sit within 4 amos. If someone's praying, you should be within 4 amos to the left, right, front, back. Be more than 4 amos away. You can't be, till now we learned that you're not supposed to be in front of the mispal, directly in front of him. But here the gemorah is saying you're not allowed to even sit within 4 amos. As a machlekes, does that mean that the prayer has his own daled amos? That means 2 in each direction, or 1.5 because he's also about 2 amos, or 1.5 wide, right? Or does it mean there's 4 amos from him in each direction? Okay, machlekes. But from here we see, says Taisus, you can't even be behind. It's a machlekes. Says Taisus, a pirushat againim dafka b'yeshiv bottle. That's if you're just sitting there doing nothing. You can't sit there, do nothing in front of someone praying. The guy's praying. You can't sit there doing nothing. If you're saying Krishma, if you're saying the brachas, you're praying, you're doing something, you're learning Torah, I don't know. But Taisus is talking about if you're praying, if you're saying brachas Krishma, and someone starts damish manasa, well, you got to get up now, you're not allowed to sit. No, you can sit down. So if you're in shul and you're running late, you're saying brachas Krishma, tefillah, you're saying Krishma, and someone next to you starts damish manasa, early, or you're late, whatever it is, you don't have to get up. You don't have to get up. You can carry on watching. No problem. So you can carry on. You can carry on saying Krishma. You can carry on praying. I got confused over there. Okay. Says the gemorah. Alanar azeh spalalti. So Eli wanted to punish. He wanted to punish Shmuel, little Shmuel. Shmuel's a little boy. He just came to learn Torah from Eli HaKohen because Chana said, I'm going to give him to you. Right? And she said, no, don't punish him. She was worried he's going to take Shmuel Hanavi's life. She said, no, don't take his life. It doesn't mean kill him physically. It means he's going to say some prayer that he's allowed to be punished. Said Chana, don't take his life. I prayed for this guy. I prayed I prayed for him. Amar Belazar, what does that mean? She prayed for him. Amar Belazar, Shmuel Mar Alach Lefnei Rabbi Haya. What did Shmuel do wrong? He paskened the halacha in front of his master, in front of the teacher, which is also a grave sin. He was paskened the halacha. What happened? They shechted the par. They had to bring a carbon, and they wanted to shech this cow. So Eli said, go find the kohen to shech the cow for the carbon. So what happens? Shmuel said, you don't need a kohen. Anyone's allowed to shecht. You don't need a kohen to shecht. They shechted the cow. And then they took Shmuel to Eli and said, look, you said we need a kohen. This little kid, Shmuel, says, you don't need a kohen. Anyone can shecht. Right? Mishum de v'yishtu sapa v'yana Eli. Ela amal Eli karu kohen. Leisi v'lishchat. So what happened? Eli said, bring a kohen. He'll shecht. Chazinu l'Shmuel d'avamadi bazakayin l'mishchat. Shmuel saw that they couldn't find the kohen. They're looking for kohen. There's no kohen. So Shmuel said, Amalu adrucha bazakayin l'mishchat. Why are you looking for a kohen? Shchita b'zakash ksheri. You can have anyone can shecht, right? I see lekame the Eli. They brought in front of the story in front of Eli. Amalu menalachahu. Oh, Eli said to Shmuel. How do you know that a zak can shecht? I say you need a kohen. Amala, he said to him, Mikse v'shachat a kohen. Does it say in the pasuk that the kohen should slaughter? V'kriva kohen. It says the kohen should sacrifice, not that he slaughters. The kohen has to receive the blood and sprinkle the blood. From here we see that anyone can shecht. Only a kohen can do the sprinkling. So Eli said to Shmuel, my sweet boy, you're right. You were menatzach, you beat me. You're right. Anyone can shecht. Miyu, however, you should know, you taught a halacha in front of your teacher, which is very serious problem. He was a little kid at the time. Anyone who teaches in front of his teacher, in front of his master, chayv misa. It's a grave sin. So Chana comes running in. She came running in screaming. She said, I was the woman who was with you. You blessed me, and that's the son from this blessing you gave me. Amrullah, she said, Shafkili da'anshe, leave me alone, let me punish him. I'll ask for again, I'll give you another bracha, you have someone much greater than Shmuel. That's what Eli said to her. Amrullah, she said to him, I don't want anyone greater, I want him. Why? There's two pshatim. Either because it was incredibly meaningful to her, because she prayed for him. When you pray for something, it's so much more important. To get something easy, it's meaningless. When you pray for something, you pray and you get something, wow. You feel the Yad Hashem, you feel the hand of Hashem. That's what she wanted. She wanted this kid. She prayed for him, not for someone else. You're going to give me a bracha for another kid? Okay, thank you. You give me a bracha for other kids. I've got no problem with that. But I prayed for this kid. That's one pshat. The other pshat is, if she was praying, he should be in the middle, intermediate, not too tall, not too small, not too anything. He says, I'll give you someone much better. She's like, I don't want anyone better. I don't want better. I want in the middle. Better is not good. I want middle. And he became the greatest because he was in the middle. He became the greatest because he was in the middle. That's what the gemorah is saying over there. It's a powerful Musa Haskel that sometimes you think, like, why should I have to pray for something? The whole reason why God gives us challenges in life, the whole reason why he kept an akara, why he didn't give her kids for all these years, is that she should pray. That was the whole reason why Hashem wants every single person. Hashem wants everyone to pray. Hashem wants the whole world to pray. That's why that's how he holds his kindness from them, because he wants the prayer. So here she is. She didn't get a kid for all these years. She starts praying, and now you're going to take away the kid. So she said, no, this is the kid I wanted. Okay, it's unbelievable gemorah. The gemorah continues to talk about Chana, but I think we will save this for another day. All this happened in no other place than right here in Eretz Yisrael. This story happened a couple hundred kilometers from me, not even a couple hundred kilometers, in Shiloh, which is not that far from me, 3,500 years ago. Could you imagine? Right here, 3,500 years ago. Unbelievable stuff. Have a wonderful day. Thank you all. I appreciate your comments. Keep the comments coming. Any questions, please email, send. We'd love to hear from you guys. Thank you.